If you're a man in your 50s and you don't feel like the man you used to be because work has been chipping away at you day in and day out, maybe it's because of a layoff, or you've been passed over for a promotion, or even you've been replaced by someone who's younger than you. If this hits home with you, then this video is for you. I'm going to show you how to rebuild your confidence after the age of 50, even if work has beaten you down. Hey, if you don't know who I am, my name is Cyril. I help men over the age of 50 rebuild their confidence, upgrade their mindset, and create new options in life. In the last couple of videos, I talked about mindset and I talked about implementing practical steps into your life. But today we're going to just zoom in a little bit more, and we're going to get a little bit more specific and talk more about confidence, how to rebuild your confidence after in life and in work, with work beating you, punching you for years in the face. In this video, I'm going to give you the simple steps to repeatable habits that you can implement today that's going to help you rebuild your confidence for the future. Now, before we get started in the three habits, let's just put it all on the table. When our confidence has been taking a hit for years, it doesn't mean you're weak. Think about it. We've gone through decades in the workforce. Like we worked in the workforce for so many years that it's taken a toll. We've gone through different bosses with different attitudes, personalities. We've even gone through younger people coming into the same workforce in the same field and surpassing us. We survived job cuts, reorganizations, new tech, and now, like, as you know, AI is very popular, and that's now taken over, and now we have to learn something brand new when we've been doing certain jobs the same way for years and we've gotten used to it. On top of that, we have to deal with health changes. Like myself, I'm a diabetic, and also, I woke up this morning and my hip was hurting. I don't know why. Age. I realize us in our 50s, we have aging parents that need a little bit more care. That's something that you never thought about, like our parents getting old. You always thought that they'll stay the same age they were when we were younger. Another thing is kids are now growing faster. It seems like our kids are just growing much faster. It's like one day you're bringing them home from the hospital, and now they're ready to leave home and go off to college and learn something new. Another thing is our body doesn't recover as fast as possible. So I remember we could go play basketball and our body recovers. It doesn't recover as quickly as we used to. To be honest, that will take a hit on our confidence. It really will take a hit on our confidence. But you have to realize it's normal, especially at our age. It's normal to feel down, but it's time for us to start rebuilding our confidence back up and say, yeah, we're still here because we've come with a lot of knowledge. And so let's dive into the first habit that we now the first habit to rebuild confidence after the age of 50 is keep small promises to yourself. Most of us think that confident means having those big wins. I remember getting those promotions, like, yeah, I got that big promotion, yeah, or you got a major big paycheck. Oh, look at this paycheck, look at my bonus, like, or you got a brand new title, and those are the big wins that you only celebrate. And for a lot of us, the opposite happens. because you think confidence is when you hit those big wins that your confidence builds up, but the opposite happens. Instead of a big paycheck, layoffs are coming around. The company, has that meeting that says, "Hey, by the way, we're no longer making money, or there's a lot of redundancies in our business, and we need to cut up workforce by 7%, whatever the amount." Layoffs come. Or, for instance, you go for a job posting, or you want to climb up the corporate ladder, and you get passed over for a promotion because you don't meet all the criterias. Or you or another thing is you created a major project and you did everything, but you don't get recognized for that work. Your confidence like really takes a hit because all the stuff that you think that makes you feel is the stuff that takes you down. But then what tends to happen is when those stuff happens to you, you start breaking promises to yourself. For instance, you say, like, let's say if you want to start exercise and you say, I'll start on Monday. Or you want to start learning something, or I'll start that new course next month. Or you want to start looking for another job, I'll update my resume. Then what tends to happen is when that time comes around, what tends to happen is you don't do it. And then you say to yourself, I can't even count on myself. That's where the lack of confidence lies, is that we start breaking promises to ourselves. But instead of going for those big changes, go for the small promises, like the small things. Like, for instance, if you're deciding to go to the gym, instead of focusing on, like, let's say going to the gym 5 days a week, say, hey, maybe for the next 7 days I could walk 10 minutes per day. The other thing is, instead of, you're keeping a journal for yourself. Instead of doing a full page of journaling, you could say, I'll do 5 lines in a journal. Or you could even put them in bullet points. Do bullet points in your read a book. To be honest, I'm not a big reader, but another thing that you could start doing is just read 5 pages. You can just read 5 pages, and that's it. To read a book, read a 5 pages per day. I mean, I think we all have time to read 5 pages in a book. Or let's say you want to upgrade your skill, like you want to learn accounting, or you want to become a plumber. Take 10 minutes and learn something about that new career that you want. Just 10 minutes a day after work, instead of watching Netflix. Take 10 minutes. I'm not saying to do it take an hour, but just take 10 minutes to do anything. And every time you do these small things, I want you to say quietly to yourself, see, I can still follow up on these things. Because confidence doesn't come with a lot of hype. Confidence comes with evidence, because you can actually see it being done. Like, let's say you want to write a book, you write a chapter or a page forever. You What's going to happen is that you'll show your brain that, you see, you can still get it done. And that's where the confidence will start to come back, because you're doing the small wins. It's a compound effect. Give it a try. Habit number 2, you got to stop comparing yourself to your younger colleagues who are probably 25 years old. This one is going to be a little bit brutal, but it's going to be important. A lot of us men, we tend to compare ourselves to that younger guy over there. We'll look and we'll say, hey, this guy is a little bit faster than I am. Oh, by the way, you look over, to your other colleague and say, oh, she has a lot more energy than I do. And they're ahead in their career. Like, you start going in your head and you start realizing that, your confidence starts to get low because you're trying to compare yourself with other people, and you got to stop doing that. And if you do that every day, your confidence will start to plummet. Like, you will start taking a hit on yourself. You got to start judging yourself and tell yourself you're not 25. You're not 25 anymore, and it's not a bad thing not being 25. At the age of 50, you come with a lot of wisdom. Like, there's a lot of trial and errors that you've done in your career that you can lean on. Like, you could see something happen before it happens because you come with wisdom. Or another thing is emotional control. A lot of people, I realize, people get upset for the smallest thing, and they're like, you got to stop sweating the small stuff. Like, we come with that emotional control. Or we know how to read people before they even, like, let's say if you have a new customer, you know how to read the person before they even open their mouth. Or you're good with problem solving under pressure because you've done it so many times. You can solve problems under pressure. That's the most important, is that you come with all that. You come with leadership because you've had so many other leaders and you in the past, and now you've come with leadership. This is what you come to. You also come with long-term thinking because you can know what's going to happen in the long term. You're not looking for that strong, you're not looking for that short win. You're looking, because you have all that already. You have all that stuff. Those are massive advantages that you have in the right environment. So for the next time, when you see yourself comparing yourself to that other person who's 25 yourself, you got to stop and you say, instead of comparing yourself, he says, what does that person who's 25 years old brings to the table that they can't and you can? Maybe stay calm. The one thing that you could say is they can't stay calm under pressure, or they can't mentor a staff that's younger than you, or maybe they don't make great decisions when their emotions are affected. Like, write these things down. Like, it's like, hey, you know what, I could do this thing because I've done all this stuff. So write this down and make sure that you recognize and read them out. Make sure that you read them out. Like, hey, I can stay under pressure, and read those topics out for yourself. And the last thing is number 3: backable proof that you're stay capable, still capable. A lot of us, man, we walk around and we think about all the failures of that job loss, that happened years ago. Like, we keep those things in us. I can't believe I lost that job many years ago. Or another thing is, I remember when I started that business a couple years with my wife, it didn't succeed. And we keep that. And the chances that we didn't take, you know what? When you see your friend had asked you, hey, you want to come in and do this with me, and you didn't take the chance, and now you see them succeed, you gotta start flipping around and change that mindset of, instead of saying all the stuff, stack some positive times. Stack, like, stack the positives. So, like, let's say, for instance, Number one, times that you've adapted to big changes. So, like for instance, you got a new role in in your job, or you learned that new tech. Write it down. You moved to a different country. Like my father, he moved from his country to Canada. He could write that down. Like, hey, he started a family. Write that down. Like it's a big thing. Like write those small stack those proofs down. Or you've changed industries, like you've changed jobs. Or number two, the time you saw problems where everyone was when everything was online. Write it down. Like for instance, work crisis, something is going down and you're the one that solved the problem, or family emergencies. You know, when your child calls you at the middle of the night and says, "Hey, I need a ride," or when money was tight and you figured it out. Write it down. Number three, times that people thank you and when they could lean on you. So when write it down when somebody says, "I don't know what I would have done without you," or a coworker when they say, a coworker says, "Thank you for saving my butt there in a meeting." A friend, your kids, your partner. Write it down. All the time someone says, "Thank you for being there for me." And then what you're going to do is you're going to look at all those proof, and that's going to help you build your confidence. Proof that it's going to show you the proof that you can adapt. It's going to show you proof that you can figure things out. It's going to show proof that you're not hopeless, and you're the old guy that people can count on, and you haven't missed your chances because you stacked up all this stuff that helped you build who you are today. This is decades of knowledge that you've built up. So make sure to write these things down and then read them to yourself and see like all the stuff you did, like raise a family, got married, got in a relationship, have a car, found a job, raise kids. Like just those are wins. Like stack those up. Now, here's why all this stuff matters when you do all these things together. You can have the best plan. You can have the best plan in the world, but if you don't believe in yourself, you you won't take the first steps. Like look at these habits. For instance, you keep small promises to yourself. You stop comparing yourself to others, and you start stacking proof that you're still capable. These are the foundations when it comes to like interviews. When you start networking, you start making bolder decisions in life because these are the foundations that you already have. So there you have it. If you like this content, drop a comment below. Which three of these habits? Oh, let me do it again. I say, drop a comment below and tell me which of these three habits do you need the most right now. If you're keeping small promising, stop comparing yourself or stacking proof. If these helped you, hit hit you more like men over the age of 50 can't find. Subscribe if you want more of real conversations, confidence, mindsets, and build new options in your 50s. And if you're ready to take the next step, watch the next video here, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay? Bye for now.